Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. Today, the Washington Commanders signed offensive tackle Trent Scott to the roster, and I'll talk about that in today's video. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content, also with that like button and that notification bell as well, so you never miss a video. It really does help out the channel a ton. So this is just going to be a quick update video for you guys talking about Trent Scott. So the Commanders announced about 15 minutes ago that they signed Trent Scott to the roster. Offensive tackle, played for the Steelers, Panthers, and the Chargers. And I know what you guys are thinking, former Carolina Panther, but did not play under Ron Rivera. So that's one thing. I'm just going to make sure that statement is factual. Yeah, he did not play under Ron Rivera. He played for the Panthers from 2020 to 2021, and Ron Rivera was here during that period. So I know a lot of people are going to complain about that, but he did not play under Ron Rivera. So this is the fourth tackle, I believe, on the roster. And let's go over some facts about Trent Scott. So offensive tackle, was a 2018 undrafted free agent and had stops with the Chargers, Panthers, and Steelers. Played 61 games, had 20 starts, 8 and then 1. I don't know what the 8 and 1 with Pitt in 2022 means. Would be the fourth offensive tackle right now in theory, but no a roster lock presumably. Yeah, I think he's competing for a spot. Normally you keep 3. I mean, the tackles they have on the roster right now are Charles Leno, Cornelius Lucas, and then you have Trent Scott and Andrew Wiley, and you also have Sadiq Charles that can play both positions. So I don't know if they would keep Trent Scott. If he does really well in camp, maybe, but that's really the only chance I would see him playing there. Some more information on him. He's of 6'5", 320 pounds, and Sam Fortier said more depth and should compete for a backup role. He's played both tackle spots and right guard in 61 games, 20 starts over 5 years with the Chargers, Panthers, and Steelers. So he's carved out a decent career for himself. You know, being an undrafted free agent and starting 20 games is pretty impressive. And again, we'll compete for a spot here, and you guys can see the games breakdown, 61 games. And yeah, that's pretty much it on Trent Scott. We'll get into some ownership news and some linebacker news in a bit as well. But this is a guy that's going in and competing for that last tackle spot. I'm assuming they might draft a guy too, and he'll compete with him. Don't know if it'll be in the first round or later. They could draft a guard early on too. There's a lot of different factors here because they have holes at guard and at tackle and at cornerback and other positions as well. So there's a lot of positions in play in that first round, at 16, and especially if we trade back, it could be anyone that they could, draft. This, yeah, there's a lot of possibilities this year at 16 or beyond. And some news on linebacker Anthony Brown. I talked about this in yesterday's stream, but the Cleveland Browns ended up signing him. Ron Rivera let him get out of the building, and the Cleveland Browns re-signed him, I believe, to a 1-year deal. The money isn't out yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be a very, very cheap deal. And a lot of linebackers are getting cheap deals. And I know the Commanders don't have a lot of cap space, so they can't go out and spend big money, but they could still restructure some things. Ask Roulier or Logan Thomas to take a pay cut, create some cap space there. And, yeah, it is what it is. They didn't do that, and now that's another solid linebacker off the market, and we'll see what they do. But the options are dwindling here. There's still some guys out there like Bobby Wagner, could bring back Landon Collins. There's some other guys as well, but I'm disappointed that it's the fourth off season and Ron Rivera still has not really addressed the linebacker position besides one move, and that was drafting Jamin Davis. But he hasn't signed really many veterans. He signed Cody Barton, but you still lost Cole Holcomb, so that kind of cancels it out, or maybe even worse, because Cole Holcomb has been more proven than Cody Barton. And then ownership news, there was some rumors today about, I want to go ahead and pull up this tweet. Rumors about Jeff Bezos coming back in the mix again. A lot of rumors flowing around. You got to be careful with what you believe, but that's just, I would be happy with, Josh Harris, but I like Jeff Bezos a little bit more in terms of what he can bring to the team. So this is what Charles Gasparino says. People close to Commanders owner Dan Snyder say he isn't opposed to Jeff Bezos placing a bid for the team for the team, and they have communicated that to Bezos' people. Fox Business has learned from people with direct knowledge. These people say Snyder's animus to Bezos over coverage. And then he says issues have been overblown. Bezos has yet to place a bid for the team, and the sale, if it happens, will likely occur after next week's owner meeting, I am told. Also overblown, these people say the NFL pressure on Snyder to sell. It's his decision for a variety of reasons. So a lot to unpack there, but could be like JP Finley says, a play for late money by Dan, trying to get the other bidders to be like, well, Bezos is in, I'm going to have to up my offer. Maybe that will work. But, I mean, if they see Bezos is in, I mean, I don't know how much they think they can put their offer higher, because Bezos can outbid all of them. And, hey, I hope Bezos wins it, because I like Harris. Again, seems like a solid guy. And then his group is good with Rails and then with Magic Johnson as well. But, he has already, he owns the Sixers, the Devils. He has a lot of worry about a new stadium with the Sixers as well, and then we'll have to have a new stadium with the Commanders. I'll still be happy if anyone over Snyder, and Harris is my second candidate, but Bezos will be able to fund everything for us, better the facilities, the weight room, every single thing about this team. In terms of, besides the players, will be better, and he'll hire good people as well to come in and rebuild this team if needed. Or if Rivera and company look good, then he'll keep them around as well. So that's just kind of my thought on the situation. But anyone but Snyder is a plus, guys. Just keep that in mind. So not going to talk too much more about the ownership, because we've talked about that a lot. Could happen in the next couple weeks when they announce the winning bidder. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.